It's a good thing you don't have smell-o-vision. This is where they kept the dog. It smells terrible in here. What's up, guys, and welcome to Top Shelf Media, and thank you for tuning in to part 1 of my office build series. And I am super pumped to be making this video. I am currently sitting in my office. It's not done yet, but we are getting so close. I'm to the point where I can actually start working and recording in here. So as you can see here, we're doing a little bit of demo. We decided to pull out the cabinets and countertops, and then we had to move on to these carpet squares. Like I mentioned before, it smells terrible in this room at this point, and so we knew we just needed to get as much of it out as possible. Now, this first square was definitely the hardest. It took me quite a bit to actually get this thing up off the ground. The rest of them actually came off fairly easily. It was just that first one that took so long, and then we had to move on to this tile. And as you can see, we do a few whacks with the hammer, and then we're just kind of gonna move on. We moved on to the drop ceiling here, and I decided I did not want a drop ceiling in this office. I like the clean looks. We had to get that vent out of the way and then move some electrical that I'll talk about here in a minute. But because it smelled so bad, we had to remove drywall. It still smelled so bad once we got all those other things out of here. We were like, nope, get rid of the drywall. Let's start new. All right, guys, day's finally here. We're working on my office today. You've seen a little bit of the demo. I had to work, so luckily my dad and my wife kind of took care of demoing this room for us, and as you can see, we're down to the studs. The studs you saw before this was shot probably a month and a half ago. Really, we want to focus on re-insulating and putting up new sheetrock. So insulation and drywall today. So this is an interior wall. I am going to pull a few of these out. Probably put braces in here because I do plan on putting my desk against this wall, mounting it on this wall, and I want to be able to have wall-mounted monitors. So I want to be able to run the cables through it, and I can't really do that with the styrofoam. I'm super pumped to get started on this project. My dad actually just called me, said Menards was having a sale on sheetrock, so he's picking up some sheetrock for me, and he's on his way out here. So we're starting off with the insulation, and this is not a hard process. Just cut it to length and then hit it with a few staples, and that's basically it. This is an easy process to do. And then we had to deal with this spot here, and it was basically because we had mold down there on the bottom. Don't know if it was active mold or not, but we decided we'd spray it down anyway, just to try and take care of it, and then move on to drywall. And I really don't mind doing drywall. I've done it a few times. I actually kind of like it. And we had a pretty good system going where Dad was outside cutting the drywall and I was inside then screwing those pieces in after he cut them. And it worked out pretty well. It was just a lot of cutting, a lot of screwing drywall in, a lot of cutting, and a lot of screwing drywall in. But eventually we got it done and it looked fantastic. All right, so it's been weeks since the last thing you saw. We're gonna hopefully get drywall done. I got the cables run yesterday, as you can see behind me. The goal today is to fix the electrical on the ceiling. The Romex wiring is all over, so I can see it up here. So we're just gonna get that up into the ceiling and then get the drywall up here. And then if we have to tear the ceiling out, get drywall up on the ceiling today too. That way then we can tape and mud and then paint hopefully soon, so that way I can do the floors and then I can actually start decorating and designing this office space. So I'm super pumped for that. So what we're doing now is trying to figure out how we can move this box and the Romex into the ceiling. And we eventually figured it out, but unfortunately, I lost that footage. So this is where I'm gonna leave you. If I find that footage, I'll put it at the beginning of the next video. If you guys like this video, make sure you tune in to part 2. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing and ring that bell to get notified when I post new content. If you like this video and want to see more videos from me, YouTube thinks you'll like that one right there on screen, so go check that out. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.